So welcome to Mr. Shah's YouTube channel. My name is Mr. Shah. We're going to talk about elements and compounds today. This is chapter 2, section 3. So your objectives: explain the difference between an element and a compound, distinguish between a substance and a mixture, describe what chemists use to present elements and compounds, and explain how the periodic table is useful. So what is the periodic table and why is it useful? The periodic table is this great graphic we have right here. There are a lot of components, there are a lot of letters and numbers, and can be kind of confusing. The periodic table is basically an arrangement of elements, and the elements are based on certain properties. We talked about physical properties, and we talked about intensive and extensive properties, and so our periodic table is arranged based on groups and those properties. A horizontal row is called a period, so this entire section right here, badly drawn, but that entire section right there is a period. And then vertical columns are called groups, so this right here would then be called groups. So those are just some of the basics you need to know about the periodic table. So how are elements and compounds different? Element is the simplest form of matter. So it has a unique set of properties. So oxygen is an element. Hydrogen is another element. Okay, so these are your simplest forms of matter that are found on the periodic table. A compound is a substance that contains two or more elements that are chemically combined. Water is made up of two hydrogen molecules and one oxygen molecule, and that's chemically combined. So that's a compound because there's more than one element. Compounds can be broken down by chemical ways, and elements cannot because they're already the simplest form. If we take our water molecule, we can break it down into two hydrogen molecule or atoms and one oxygen atom. So we can't break down oxygen or hydrogen anymore. We can't break those down. So what is the difference between a substance and a mixture? Substances have definite composition, while mixtures vary in their composition and can be a combination of the two. We talked about that the other day. Substances can be diamond, table salt, gold, silicon, things like that. Well, a mixture, I'm sorry that took for a little bit. A mixture could be something like a salad. It has a bunch of different compositions. Specifically, like we talked about, this is a heterogeneous mixture. So at this point, we should be able to do all of the objectives that we saw from the second slide. So explain the difference between an element and compound. Compounds are made up of elements. Distinguish between a substance and a mixture. Mixture, again, could be more than one substance. Describe what chemists use to present elements and compounds. That's a periodic table, and that periodic table is arranged in different, based off different properties, and that's why it's useful because we have that information. Ask me any questions that you may have in class tomorrow. Other than that, have a good one.